What's up, guys? Sound Alchemist here with
Gersh1,
and we're back at it to answer your questions in another episode of For the Greater.
This is a video series where we answer the questions left by you, the viewer. If you have a question for us, simply comment down below. Put question in front of your question because we get to those questions primus first.
Primaris.
This question, this question comes from Anton
Bulato.
Yeah. Will the return of Guilliman get the Adeptus Mechanicus to eventually return to the pre-Heresy level of technology? What's the new tech like in 40K? What do you think?
No, I don't think so. I feel like the whole Imperium has just degraded in terms of science and technology. That's what happens when you don't fund technology, guys.
Yes. NASA.
There you go. Yeah, it's pretty bad because everybody's relying on STCs, and that's pretty bad because nobody actually knows how to keep, things going for such a long time. Mm-hmm. They don't know how, weaponry works and stuff like that. So when you're relying so much on like blueprints and stuff like that, then you're just screwing yourself over.
Yeah, and even though it might seem right now because of the Primaris Marines that yes, the Imperium is getting a little more technologically advanced, these guys have been working on the Primaris Marines for 10,000 years.
Yep.
So it's not something new. And then to top it off, if you watch our Sites of the Emperor
40 facts.
Yeah, there you go. There is a device on there that they are protecting. I forget what it's called. But basically, it's like a mini Astronomicon. Guilliman knows about this. Why isn't he going and trying to use it? And I don't think he is. So that's just another, way or another thing that's showing us that the technology is there, but the Imperium is still pretty crappy about getting things done.
Yeah, and it's like whenever they do try to invent something new, they blame it on heresy. Like, oh, you're being corrupted. Why are you doing this? So yeah. It's not good.
Good question though. Next question.
This one's by Gabriel Perdomo. When a commissar is about to shoot a guardsman, what's stopping him or his friends to shoot the commissar first? Fear.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like if the commissar even sees you reaching for your gun, he's going to shoot you, he's going to shoot your buddy, and then he's going to shoot the guy he was originally going to shoot.
Yeah.
So it's never fun to mess with the commissar.
Next question comes from Lost Reverend. How do you think they discovered warp travel? They wouldn't know about the need for Geller fields yet, and any ship that went would disappear or be destroyed. So they discovered warp travel with the birth of Psychers. Yes. So, Psychers have been around for a very long time, but
very long.
After the Dark Age of Technology, or during the Dark Age of Technology, there was a boom of just Psychers being born all over the planet. And at first it was oh, awesome, these guys can, let us go into a world that we know nothing about and let us learn more about, the Immaterium and the Materium. But then they started getting corrupt, and then, if you were a Psyker, you were seen as being bad or evil.
Right.
Because most of them went crazy. Next question.
George Pantoja, how swole are you? I think this one's going to you.
I am so swole, it's hard for me to put on t-shirts.
You can barely wipe his butt.
Mm-hmm.
Barely. So guess who has to get the remains?
Gretchen's. Immature Crispco. Who uses more cocaine? The entire Legion of the White Scars or the Doom Riders?
Doom Riders.
Yeah, that's pretty easy. Next question.
Daniel Noguera. Has there ever been an Imperial Knight piloted by a Psyker? And if not, what kind of powers could it have since a Psyker controls reality with his mind? And if I understand correctly, the mind of the pilot is connected to the Knight.
No, not that I know of.
I don't think there is, but that's scary.
Yeah, and I think it's going to be very rare. You could definitely build it into your lore, but the thing about that stuff is that families, Imperial Knight families, are like have long lineages, just like any other families in Warhammer 40K. So odds are, if we haven't seen Psychers piloting ships now, we probably won't for a very long time, because the family itself does not have the Psyker gene, if you will. But what kind of powers would they have? Fucking amazing powers.
Yeah. Freaking, I don't even know. I'm trying to wrap my brain around all this.
They would be able to like scream, and then the Titan or the Knight would like call a giant green hand from the sky, and it would come and pound their enemies to the ground. It would be called the Fist of Gork.
So it's an orc piloting it.
Next question.
Zach Reyes. When did Magnus the Red almost destroy the Space Wolves? There's a few times, actually. There was once, I believe this was still in 30K? No, this was in 40K, definitely. When he kills, like, one of the Great Wolves, and he, like, ravages their gene seed stock, so it's really hard for them to get more recruits and recuperate their numbers. And then, even more recently, I think it was during the Battle of the Fang, that's when, like, Nurgle and Khorne demons ravage the planet of Fenris, and then Magnus comes in to put that little cherry on top. So it was pretty devastating.
Yes. Next question comes from Murillo Bigatti. If a space marine with red armor fights an orc, will he become faster? No. So, yeah, no.
To put it simply, no. This one's by Marco Antonio. Hey. Are Nurgle's followers necrophiles? No, because they don't like dead bodies. They like dying bodies. So almost. And he's got a second question. What's the biggest threat to the Imperium of mankind? Is it chaos? Tyranids? I think their biggest threat is themselves. They've got this whole weird system in place of the God Emperor and praising him when they should be actually putting all this effort towards like science and becoming the next, kind of like the second golden age, so to speak. But they're too focused on the past that they can't advance themselves.
Yeah, and a big reason for that too is their
Economy?
Yeah, economy. There you go.
Economics.
It's a feudal system, so feudal systems don't really work out when you have this giant spanning civilization. You rely too much on communication and travel. And what was it? Oh, I think it's Tyranids.
Oh.
Because Tyranids. Next question comes from Kevin Hill. The Emperor has been modified? ? How many hearts and kidneys does he have?
2 hearts? 3 hearts?
The Emperor?
Oh, never mind.
Space Marines have like 2 hearts.
Yeah.
And then they have like they don't have ribs. They just have one solid chest plate. Yeah. But the Emperor, no, I don't think he's been modified. I think
he's the same. He's just a really beefy human.
Yeah.
Thick.
He's thick. He woke.
He's woke. This one's by Cryptic Pancake. What would happen if the Dark Eldar captured several angry Marines and brought them back to Kamara? How effed up would the Dark Eldar be? And as always, outstanding job, guys. Thank you for all the stellar videos.
Thank you. That's awesome to hear. So what do you think would happen?
I think the angry Marines are just going to get angrier and angrier until they're unaffected by pain because they're so angry. Kind of like the Hulk.
Kind of like the Hulk. I think they would find their own little nook. They would love Kamara because of all the badass ass-kicking they can do. And then they would open up a little bookshop, you know?
I can see that happen.
A simple place. You could go read your codexes, read the wiki, you know, something simple.
Have tea and crumpets.
Yep, crumpets. Next question. I have one from Rolly. Roly. Is there an ever chosen? Oh, we've answered this before, but we'll answer it again. Is there an ever chosen of chaos in Warhammer 40K? The closest thing to that would be a like Abaddon.
Right.
Next question.
This one's by Alexander Cronus. How much of the Horus Heresy is actually known by the average citizen? Not a lot, right? Because like regular people, they don't even know Space Marines exist. They think of them as legends.
Yeah.
So they probably think of this as like, I don't know, like the battle of like some ancient Roman battle, like by the gods or something. Mm-hmm. It's just myth and legend.
Yep. Basically. Vectum Prime. Do you think Sanguinius will come back? What do you think his model would look like? Do I think Sanguinius will come back?
I don't want to.
Yeah, but I do see why GW would do that. If GW brought back Sanguinius, all Blood Angel players would buy new armies, basically.
Yeah.
Based around him and his awesome wings. If he came back though, it would be crazy. Because like lore-wise, like how are you gonna explain him coming back to life?
This dude's dead, man.
Yeah, he was dead.
Just like Varys. But everybody wants him to come back. This one is by Alan S. Which Primarch would be a Milky Way chocolate bar? Probably Vulcan.
Why?
Because he's chocolatey on the outside, and he carries a punch of nougat on the inside.
Good enough for me. Brother Michael. Grey Knights versus Space Wolves. Who would win in a basketball match? Grey Knights.
Yeah.
They got psychic powers. They don't even have to get off the bench. They just have to think about the ball going in the hoop. And hoop, there it is.
But I'm pretty sure D Rose would still mess it up his knee again.
Yeah, let's not talk about that.
It hurts my heart.
Next question.
JSS Spartan 622. What species are known to have interbred, or what species could theoretically interbreed?
Humans can
Eldar, right?
No.
Not anymore.
Yeah. So they used to be able to. Humans can interbreed though with like Ogrins. What's the other one? Rattlings. Snotlings. No,
Snotlings is Nurgle, right?
Yeah. Oh, so this is actually a really funny story. Rattlings are like, they're like basically the hobbits of Warhammer 40K. And they are known to be very promiscuous.
Oh.
So most of the time when they're in an Imperial Guard army, like they are always charged for pillaging and raping the populace.
So if it has a hole, they're getting to it.
Yeah, which is pretty interesting. But yeah, other than that, I don't think any other race can interbreed, right? The Kroot and the Tau can't, right?
I don't know. I've never heard of like a interspecies baby or something.
Yeah. Next question.
This one is by Ruben Paz Ruiz. Did the Emperor of Mankind know or suspect that the Golden Throne could keep his body alive for this long? Or was it just something that the tech priests did in order to keep him alive?
Say that again?
So he's asking, did the Emperor know that the Golden Throne would keep him alive?
Oh.
Or was it just kind of like improvised?
It was improvised, big time. When the Emperor was hit or like struck down by Horus, they brought him back into the Golden Throne, and the tech admechs or whatever had to like make a ton of modifications in order to fit the Emperor onto the Golden Throne and sustain him. But yeah, the intention for that was to control the webway. It was basically a conductor's chair, and then they had to modify it for it to become a life support system. So it was never intended for that.
Looks like I need to read up on my 40 facts on the Emperor.
Yes.
You should too.
Next question comes from Rodney Stillwell. It's been a really long time since we've heard from you, Rodney Stillwell. Where have you been? Have you been cheating on us? Have you been watching Vaults of Terra? Or what's the other lore lore, 40K theories.
There you go. Yeah.
Those two channels, they don't have what we have. Ass. Thickness. Anyways, Rodney says, if a Kroot got the DNA of a Primarch, would he make a Primarch Kroot? Because if he eats the thing, then...
I don't think so.
And he says, I lost my glasses, so overlook any spelling. LOL. You guys rock. Plus, read my motherfucking questions for once. LOL.
Hey, we got to it, man. We got to it.
Yes, you don't question anymore. So the answer is no. I don't think so, because they're not like Tyranids in the sense of like they get the adaptation right away. It's like through generations they start evolving.
Mm-hmm.
So you would need to like
have a large supply of Primarch meat.
Yeah, like you have to make it into jerky or something,
Mm-hmm.
and then like generation after generation has to eat this Primarch jerky, and even then, like
you might not get the desired traits.
No, yeah. But that was a good question.
Mm-hmm.
And those were the questions for today. Thank you guys so much for sending those questions our way. If you have more questions, comment down below.
That's right. Don't forget, we have more 40K goodness in the form of Twitter, Patreon, Instagram, and Facebook. So check this out, check that out, and check us out so you guys can get more lore and more info that way.
Yes. See you guys tomorrow.
Yeah. Sound Alchemist,
Gersh1.
we're One Mind Syndicate, and we're out of here.